Hello, everybody. If you remember, before I used to do pre-market live. Now, due to some reason, I will try to do post-market live. So let's see what's going on and what's happening. In general, trend is a little bit down. Market is getting very volatile. Like one day, 2 day dump, then one day, 2 day bounce up. But if you notice, we are getting lower highs, and so far we almost made a new lower low on NQ. So we'll see. In general, daily MACD is downward. Yes, these 2 days bounce up was very interesting. Everybody thought, now we're gonna run up. Short week theory, maybe we go to a new all-time high, but surprise, surprise, today, boom. They always say in market, buy the rumors, sell the news. So that's what happened today with Nvidia. As I mentioned, in general, daily MACD is downward. Weekly MACD, let's start with ES actually. ES weekly MACD is already dead cross. Let me change this to monthly. Let's see how's the monthly going. So monthly, yep, we already got a dark blue bar on October, but then we run up higher due to election. But as you can see here, we start getting the second dark blue bar on monthly. We're still very bullish on the MACD. So until it's not dead cross, we can say like okay, we're going into a crash or fully bear market, stuff like that. Because if you look here, let's go monthly max. Why not? So you can see here, like in this bull market that we had, once the monthly MACD dead cross, then the bigger dump came. Until then, until the dead cross confirms, it's crazy volatility, and that's what's happening right now. That's why some people are getting bearish. They're saying be prepared. Maybe it dead crosses, a bigger dump comes, or maybe same like before, like here it was about to dead cross again, but you can see what happened later. So we have to be ready for every possibility. Anyhow, key thing about today was the dump at open. Market opens. As soon as it opens, it dumped. Nvidia start falling, and you can see here 9:30 once it opens, start getting TTM squeezed. The red bars, MACD was downward. 15-minute MACD was not dead cross. Was actually bullish until 9:30, and then after that, the dump came in, and it dead cross at 9:45. Dead cross confirmed. 30 minutes dead cross confirmed. That's all sign that is gonna go down. And once it comes down, there is always possibility. We have this scenario that it comes down, it bounces back up, goes green and goes higher. But this time you can see here it went up, and I don't have on this screen. I have on my other screen. I have the 3 minutes and 2 minutes MACD goal. But we did not get a like a yellow bar on the TTM squeeze, and we didn't get a 5 minutes MACD golden cross. So it got rejected by the pink line, which is the 5 SMA. I'm sorry, 10 SMA, and start going lower. Start going lower, and until here got a golden cross in the range, and end of the day another 5 minutes MACD when it dead crosses. You can see here we get a more dump into the close and some bounce up into the close. In general, 4 hour MACD dead cross today, which is not a good sign when the daily is down and weekly is downward. So we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow. So far futures are a little bit green, but we'll see. That's what I want to point out that it's possible maybe we go one day, 2 days weakness or consolidation or a little bit red, maybe makes a new low. But once you see 4 hour MACD golden crosses, again it's possible, same like last 2 days ago, and 3 days ago, same bounce up we get again. But until the 4 hour is not golden cross, be ready for a choppy downward. So that's about ES. NQ, same thing. The interesting about NQ is that the weekly MACD is not dead cross yet. There is still a lot of names that are holding up. Like for example, Google is holding up. Meta was almost went to new all-time high. Nvidia made a new all-time high, but it was the reason market dumped today. And Apple, it is down 10 points, but not big effect in downward yet. And note also Tesla was a stock that was $100, $200, below 300. Now it came to 400. It's more than $1 trillion market cap. So this start having effect on SPX. SPX and Q. So the bigger the name become, the bigger effect is gonna have. Same like Nvidia. Nvidia is the market right now. The whole market of US is a $50 trillion. So 3 trillion is Nvidia. So when Nvidia moves, everything moves, and when Nvidia moves, every chip moves. Anyhow, interesting thing is that the NQ weekly MACD is not dead crossed yet. Once that happens, gotta be cautious. Um, but in general, another thing I want to point out is once we see daily MACD golden crosses on indexes, that's when this bull market can continue going higher. All right, so Dow Jones still bearish on the daily and weekly. RTY, um, RTY actually, yeah, that one. You can see actually that's actually interesting. I see a lot of put came in RTY, IWM put came on IWM, but last like 2 weeks. But it's interesting. We're getting yellow bar and the daily MACD is near golden cross, and so it's something interesting to note. So small caps are not dumping hard; they're holding actually higher. But DXY is something that hurting the market a lot, and that kept going higher. But for now, daily MACD is dead cross, but in general, it's still weekly upward. 110 if it passes, gotta be cautious about that. A 10-year note, this one is just non-stop going higher. It's just funny. It's a irrational thing that happening. I'm not a bond or rate expert, so I cannot tell what's going on. But as I can see here, Fed is cutting rates, or at least keeping it steady right now. They're not cutting, but even though they were cutting, rates were keep going higher. So that's market telling, showing a middle finger, sorry, to Powell. Anyhow, weeks weekly MACD is upward. Once a golden cross, gotta be very cautious. You can see here we on monthly MACD is golden cross on weeks, so that's not a good sign in general. You can see here on different month what happened, like 2022 at the beginning we got a monthly golden cross, and look what happened. We had it was just 2021 2022 was not good times. So so in 4 hour got a golden cross. It's jumping higher. 1812 if it passes, that's a key level you want to watch. It went above it, but then it pulled back and closed below it. SPX levels to watch. 58.95 if it can hold it. Next major level is 58.69. Below that we're looking at 58.49. Need to get above 59.17 for running back up again. What else you got here? BTC weekly MACD still don't have a dark blue bar, is near there. It's interesting that how it jumped up last few days, but then boom, dumped today. I don't follow crypto news that much, but it was very bloodbath today on the cryptos. Ethereum, same thing. All right, Apple. So Apple, it's very interesting. Weekly MACD, we got a dark blue bar. Is not dead crossed yet, but is near. Made a new all-time high up to 260. And even though market was jumping last 2 3 days before, Apple wasn't joining that much, and that's just a warning sign. Same like Netflix. So these are signs like if market jumps up, everything has to jump up. But if some names jump up and market jumps up and some names are left behind, that's not a good sign. And if some names is still continue going lower, that's not a good sign. So Apple was, holding up, not going down, not going up, not joining the market, and boom, it went lower. Once it goes lower, it can drag the market lower. So anyhow, today was bullish at open a little bit, but then this is my monthly chart. Just ignore all these too many lines. I'm all my Fibonacci levels. So yeah, that's nothing interesting about Apple today. Not that much. Amazon. To Amazon from open, that weakness was another sign. 5 minutes open, dead cross, 15 dead cross, and then 30 got a dead cross. So these, when you see a name, I always say when you see a name at open, 5, 15, 30, right away, all of them dead crosses, that's a bad sign. That's a sign that this can dump harder. And 1 minute, 1 hour MACD was already dead cross since yesterday, and then it just continue going lower, and TTM squeeze bars start rising higher. 4 hour got a golden cross midday at 9 a.m. bar, so that was another sign. And you can see here the bars are rising. It's possible to go lower if 218, 220 pass. Be cautious. 216 is a major level. Until we don't see a yellow bar, trend can be down. Once the yellow bar comes on the daily, once the daily MACD golden cross, then we can talk about running back up higher. Or it's possible to stay in the range and a steady consolidation. So we have to be ready for different scenario. Nvidia, very interesting. When yesterday, Jensen did the, as soon as he started and start talking about everything, start dumping, start falling, and went even below 148. Then once he said the prices, start bouncing back up, and overnight it continued going higher and made a new all-time high before market, but then start dumping hard. From the open, start falling. You can see here 5 MACD dead cross, 15 went lower, 30 went 30 MACD dead cross. 1 hour got a dead cross, 4 hour got a dead cross. So once one by one, then they go, you know it's gonna go down. And these are that I'm saying in reverse is a bullish sign. So when you see a name like 5 MACD golden cross, 15, 30, 1 hour, everything is showing parabolic upward. That's sign that there is no limit at that moment. How high can it go? Until the 5 minute MACD dead cross, that's one sign, and the rest sign. So anyhow, daily is still bullish on Nvidia. We'll see what the reaction is gonna be. Right now is holding around 140 level. Just keep in mind there is a lot of money loaded up in Nvidia. I don't know if you guys traded 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Apple was the star, and it is still. It was a parking lot. It was a parking heaven for everybody. Market down or up, people would put money in it because it still would go up later. And I feel like Nvidia is becoming like that. It is volatile. It can go like to 130, come back to 150, can go to 110, 120, maybe goes lower, then come back up again. So Nvidia is becoming like that because it's the king of AI, king of chips. So eventually will go, even if it goes down, there's a high chance it comes back up. What was interesting here, 4 hour got a golden cross, very nice bounce up, 3 days run up. Of course, it was an event. Buy the rumors, sell the news. Let me just look here again. Apple, we are still bullish on the monthly. Amazon, still bullish on the monthly, very bullish. Nvidia, very bullish on monthly. We don't even have dark blue bar. Just interesting. This trend is still continuing going higher. Look at this one. Once the monthly MACD golden cross, look from what price? From 15 went all the way to 153. That's crazy. But once the monthly MACD dead crosses, look here, from 20 went all the way down to 10. So just know that once the monthly MACD dead cross, gotta be cautious. It can get half. So anyhow, VGO, very hot name. But every time 4 hour golden cross makes some move, nice moves. It did a nice move in this period here after the earning. It jumped up, it pulled back. Once the 4 hour golden cross, it went higher. But right now it's establishing a range. Daily MACD is dead cross, 4 hour dead cross today. So wait for the next 4 hour golden cross. Join AVG, of course, join Nvidia too. Coin was crazy, man, crazy. I will show you something very interesting later on Unusual Veil. 4 hour got a dead cross. It was very interesting last 3 days. Here's the interesting about coin. What happened is when market last period was jumping up, coin was one of the names that did not join the jump up. Because BTC wasn't going anywhere that much and established the range. You can see here when market was bouncing up, not this period, the week before, stayed inside the range, and when market dumped again dumped lower. But then when the 4 hour golden cross, this time when market jumped up and BTC went, this joined it very hard and it went crazy. And but unfortunately today 4 hour dead cross, and I'm continuing going lower. Daily MACD is still not golden cross, and weekly is near dead cross. Netflix, if you're interested in symbol, let me know in the comments. Netflix, that was one of the example that I want to mention. Like last week that we had a jump up, Netflix did not join, same like Apple, and that's a sign of weakness in the jump up. Once market jump up, you want everything to join. If not everything is joining and just few names are jumping up the market, that means if those strong bounce up names they weakening, the weak name that they did not jump up, they can pull the market lower if they go lower and break the lows of before. And that's what happened with Netflix. Netflix went lower, made a new lower, it did affect. Of course, Netflix is not big as comparable to Apple and other names, but it sure has domino effect with all other names. Anyhow, not so hot names like before, but the intraday moves are very interesting on Netflix. Um, Let me just look at Netflix one more second. We do not. We are still very bullish on on the monthly and weekly. Not that cross confirmed, but once it confirms, gotta be cautious. Meta was crazy yesterday into the close. Yesterday into close, it was first of all, it was a nice bounce up during the day, consolidation. Still was very bullish on the 30 minutes. We got a dark blue bar, but not that cross on the MACD. And then once the 5 minutes MACD golden cross, boom, it went crazy or higher, and made it almost a new to all time high. Yeah, so 40 cents away from all time high after hours. But then it showed weakness again, and right away after open starts dumping. That's another good sign. When your name is near all time high and from the open it starts falling, that's a bad sign. So starts falling in the first period, golden crosses, some bounce up, and then once we get another dead cross on the 5 minutes, another dump into the close, and some bounce up as usual into the close. 4 hours dead cross, so not a good sign. I like that the daily MACD is golden cross, but market is wild right now. 4 hours dead cross, daily MACD golden cross, mixed signal. Um, Tesla. Tesla, another wild name. Friday jump up, Monday jump up, gap up, open, and from the open, only three candle up on the 5 minutes, and boom, downward. So this was very interesting too. 4 hour, got a golden cross on Friday, and very nice run up on Friday. But Monday starts falling. Monday starts falling, and Tuesday we see what happened today. It started a little bit bounce up, but then after 5 minutes MACD dead cross, 15 and went down, and 30 was golden cross. I'm pretty sure it was golden cross because of the jump up. But once it pulls back, you can see here what happened. It went from like make a mountain and downward again, and there's still a lot of people on Tesla. But note, if anything happened between Elon and Trump, this can dive hard in one day. In one day. But so far it's holding up, so hopefully nothing happens. Weekly MACD, we got a dark blue bar. We start getting red bars on daily. Every time 4 hour got a golden crosses, it has chance to go higher. But right now it dead cross. We did weekly downward. We did a weekly got a dark blue bar and daily downward. If wait, let me see, 389 can hold it. 380 and lower level can get tested. If it goes below 373, the lows from before, that's gonna be a bad sign. What else you got here? Microsoft. Microsoft daily MACD is dead cross, daily is downward, and 4 hour dead crosses. Again, very nice jump up 2 days ago on Friday and Monday, but dump from the open. Same thing with some consolidation, but went lower. And keep in mind, Microsoft is a big part of indexes. It has a huge effect. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Google still holding up strong, not too far from all-time high. MSTR, what a monster run up on Friday and Monday, but today big pullbacks, huge effect. 4 hour we got a dark blue bar. Once you see the bars are getting smaller on the TTM squeeze, that's not a good sign. And keep in mind, whenever BTC does not continue going higher, this can pull back. It was interesting, like yesterday, it was about to fall at open, and it did fall a little bit, but then it pulled back because BTC went higher. But once BTC pulls back, this pulls back harder. BTC goes a little bit up, this jumps up crazy. It's like a leverage stock. It is leverage stock by itself, but it's funny that it has 2x or 3x's too. Anyhow, MSTR under watch into the week. We got still job numbers coming on Friday, so that's gonna have a huge effect. So 344 right now is hovering around it. If it goes 362 and 381, those are key levels to watch. Above those, sky's the limit. 400 easy can come. AMD went to 130 thanks to 131 thanks to Nvidia. It pulled back again. Daily coming up, weekly with bars. You can see here bars were increasing, but right now this is getting smaller and smaller. The difference becoming smaller. So maybe near end of it, hopefully. AMD, I love the company, so I have hope on it. We'll see. Maybe if you like to play long, you can get like March or April. But January and February is very close for it. SPY to do same like ES and SPX that I showed you. QQQ same. What else you got here? That's pretty much it. One thing that I wanted to show you, and this is really interesting, is um, here. This is what I watch, and like today, um, last few days, every time I watch on the flow, let me show you this. Where did this go? Sorry about that. Okay, so I started something new and I watched the flow on the big names and the big boys plays, and I added to a watch list. So for example, these are the filter that I use. I watch 120 days out. I only want to see some new position. I don't want to see repeated or joining something. I want to see somebody who has a new idea what's going on. So the size is more than the OI, open interest, out of the money only. People who play in the money, they're a safe player. I want to see risk taker, out of the money, somebody who predict that is gonna move big. And I want to see only today's. I'll check this mark off so you can see the rest too. And then over $2 million, and only at the ask. I want to see new position. So for example, today, even though market was going down, you can see here. Oh, another name that was interesting today was mRNA. Oh, that was interesting. So that was an example of a bullish name. I showed you all the bearish names, but you can see here 5 minutes MACD golden cross at open, 15 got a golden cross, 30 got a golden cross, and it went crazy from 43 went all the way to almost 48 something. So this is like MSTR was very interesting. Going back to MSTR. You can see here. Let me show you guys something. All right. So MSTR, they started when market was falling and MSTR was falling. They start loading up MSTR. You can see here on 12:30, they got 377, and I added here. What is it now? It's 3, but and how many contract they bought? They bought 12,900, and they're still holding. That's actually really interesting. They did not sell it. Wow, that's crazy. So you're in the money. There was 19. It went all the way to 19. So they bought it at 3, and it went all the way to 1, and then it went to 19. They're still holding it. That's just crazy risk, man. I don't know. But it was just interesting that they start holding 370. They start getting into 377. Then it went lower. The next day they added 347 and a half, and they ordered 11,000. So 347. I should have it here. So 6,000 is open interest. Only 1,000 is locked, and so you can see they sold it already in the way. Half of it. They bought 11,000, and right now is 6,000. So half of it is sold. 377, 347. Sorry. Um, so you can see here they bought it at what price? They bought it on 347 at 12.31 at $2. 12.31. Two. So let me move this one here. I can see the date. 12.31. This here, this candle. They bought it here, and next day it went lower, and but then look, from it went to 2, and then from 2 went to 37. That's unbelievable. Um, that's why it's interesting to follow, watch the big boys player. And then on January 3rd, they start rolling, buying the more contract, 365, 372. So you get the idea, they started from this day, it went lower, they went to a lower target, and all of them was interesting that all of them was 110, 110, 110 until 2 days ago, they still were holding 110. But today, they loaded up 117. That's interesting. That means, now they're hoping not this week, but next week we get another run up. So they're loading up again. If, a pullback and a bounce up again happen, which, BTC is green right now. We'll see. Maybe job report push it up higher. So anyhow, this was MSTR was interesting. Coin was interesting too. I added coin. You can see here on the 12:30, they bought actually next day expiration. 2 days. In 2 days expiration. I'm sorry, wait. They bought it at 12:30. Okay, they bought it at 12:30, and that time They had how many days? Too many dates. 12:30. So 12:30. Let me see. Yeah. So basically about 2 weeks out contracts. 2 weeks out contracts. It shows 2 days because right now is in 2 days expiring. They bought it at 5. 270 call. Where is my coin? 270 call. How many contracts they bought? They bought 4,000, and right now the open interest is 19,000. That's crazy. So other people followed it or they added it to it. Either way. Um. Anyhow, they bought it on 12:30. So 12:30, you can see here, they bought it here, and it went lower to 3.3, but then it went crazy or higher to 24. That's a huge gain. 24 from 5. That's 5x. 5x. Nice swing. Anyhow, they added more the next days. On 1/6, they added more. Even though it was running up higher, that day was crazy up. They added more, 285, 292, and they sure made off more on Monday. Anyhow, this example on coin. What else you got here? And right now I put an ask. If you click on see the bid side, you can see even more when they take profit. So for example, I put a bid. You can see here this guy took the profit on his SPY, $13 million. Or no, this one is actually a new position. So he could be selling premiums. Sorry about that. Right now I'm only looking at the contracts that the size is bigger than the OI. So if it's a bid, that means they are selling premiums. That's another way to find out what's going on. So right now, like look at this guy. This guy sold 147 9 days out. 147 Nvidia. That's an interesting idea. That means he does not expect Nvidia to go over 147 by next week. Um, Coin. Somebody sold 290, $10 million. That's a lot. That means that guy does not expect coin to be over 290 by next week. What else? I will take the size off so you can see other orders, but then it's gonna be a lot more. Anyhow, that's pretty much it. Let's see what's gonna happen tomorrow. In general, 4 hour is that cross today on many names. Need to wait for the next golden cross. Once the daily MACD golden crosses, then we can have a solid bounce up on the market. And Wednesday on the January 9 market is closed, so we'll see. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see if how's the response. Maybe I do this every night. Have a beautiful night.